And good morning. We welcome you and your family and friends to Unity Spiritual Center, where we honor the universal truths in all religions and respect each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. My name is Liz, and I'm your service assistant today. And today, Reverend Frank's message is, what is it, Frank? Oh, it's Sunday's gift to Monday. It's right here in our bulletin. And today our music ministry, Marcia and Kate, and JP Falcon Grady is our guest today. Relax into the stillness of spirit within you. Peace is there. Love is there. God is there. Whether we are praying for the world or for the dear ones in our lives, let us look beyond any troubling circumstances and acknowledge the presence of God as pure, unlimited wholeness, health, love, peace, and prosperity in everybody's lives. Take a moment now, if you're comfortable, to speak the names of those for whom you send out your affirmative blessings. Deborah, Jene, Todd. And dear loved ones, dear world, we affirm that you are healthy, whole, healed, and blessed in every way. And we are grateful for you in our lives. And as we move more deeper into this time of reflection, take a few more deep cleansing breaths as you become more comfortable and more at peace. Affirm quietly to yourself, I am at peace. I use my wisdom to discern my life's direction. From the daily word earlier this week, when I turn my attention to my feelings and pay heed to what my intuition is telling me, I am using my divine gift of wisdom. I may gather information from all kinds of sources. I may rely on the counsel of family and friends, or even seek the advice of professionals. But ultimately, the information I gather from the outside cannot match the power of my internal, inherent divine wisdom, my ability to discern my next steps or embark upon my perfect path. I co-create with God through my wisdom, my inner knowing, my gut feelings or nudges from spirit. I move in the direction of my greatest growth. My path may not be the easiest one or the one that seems to make the most sense, but I trust my inner wisdom the voice of God within. I use my wisdom to discern my life's direction. Affirm with me. I use my wisdom to discern my life's direction. Together, I use my wisdom to discern my life's direction. Let's sit quietly with this for a few moments. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, sanotape. From the Blackfeet Nation out of Browning, Montana, there's a saying, Ihkstukapii. Ihkstukapii means this is good. This is good and I am fine. So I wrote a song here, Ihkstukapii. Please enjoy. Ihkstukapii. Ihkstukapii. Hey, bush. First came her smile, then my laughter. Together, happy ever after. With the rain, come the rainbow, assuring me that's where all the good in love grows. Humming and loving my way back. Every night, every day, I feel everything revolves around you. Just living and loving my life in life, living it up, living it up so right. I feel it all when you say, look at the tree-lined mountain sea, souls of the dead and living beneath one sky, a blue beaded sheet with puffs, pillow clouds, Ihkstukapii. Ihkstukapii. She brings me gold, she brings me diamonds. Ruby red show how deep her love runs. She brings me peace. She brings me silence. Calm to all the hate and violence. Humming and strumming my way back home. Every night, every day, I feel everything revolves around you. Living and loving my life in life. Living it up, living it right. I feel everything calms down when you say, look at the tree-lined mountain sea, souls of the dead and living beneath one sky, a blue fitted sheet with puffs of pillow clouds. Yeah. Oh. Ihkstukapii. Ihkstukapii. First came her smile, then my laughter. Together, happy ever after. Ihkstukapii.
Wow. What a day already. I say this all the time, like with the music and the meditation and then the beautiful offerings. Yeah, we should keep going. We have another half hour, but I could call it right now. I feel great. So most of you who come every Sunday know I like to have some kind of visual representation of what we're doing today. And today, this is it. Who knows what this is? It's a bowl. What kind of bowl is this? Not a mixing bowl, not a candy bowl. What day is it? It's my Super Bowl. It's the right color. The Super Bowl, where there's a lot of excitement, where the San Francisco 49ers are playing, somebody. I knew that would get a rile out of you. But we really know what the exciting part of today is, right? There's a football game, and that's all fun. And apparently, I don't tend to watch it much, but the commercials are supposed to be great, right? A lot of commercials. But what's the big tension today? Yeah. Does anyone watch the news? Is she on a plane? Is she heading to Vegas? Has she made it? Is she flying? Well, I wanted to say, okay, so to start the talk today, we want to really be aligned with, what's going on in pop culture. So I actually listened to some Taylor Swift music this week, which was interesting. And it's good stuff, I'm sure. And but I wanted to say this is an important thing in our culture. And my talk is Sunday's gift to Monday. And it's this sense of one of the things I have loved about Unity ever since I found it was I go to Sunday or classes or something during the week, and what I learn helps me when I get up Monday and go to work, or get up Monday and do my life, or in my relationships or in the world or in my culture or with my children or whatever. The stuff we talk about on Sunday matters, really practically makes a difference to me on Monday. So Sunday's gift to Monday. So it's not like I have two worlds. Oh, I go talk this religious language on Sunday, and then I go to Monday, yeah, whatever. Now I'm talking about this world. The beauty of what I like in this spirituality of unity is this evolution of bringing the spiritual truths that we found through millennia of humanity, and then most recently in traditionalism, and then into the modern world and into the postmodern sensibilities. All of that gets included in what we discuss on Sunday, and that's what I love about it. So I wanted to see, what does this whole interesting piece of this Sunday with Taylor Swift flying in to see Travis and the Super Bowl and all that fun, and I said, who could I find as a source that can bring a spiritual dimension to all this? The answer, Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, along with Myrtle Fillmore. For some of you who are newer, Charles and Myrtle founded Unity in 1898. They called it Unity, a married couple, and now it's 130 plus years. And there's this wonderful, he's got many volumes, The Mysteries of Genesis. Yeah, The Mysteries of Genesis. And it really helps on two levels because it gets into the deep parts of my talk today, but also it helps with understanding what's going on. And will Taylor make it in time to see Travis for the Super Bowl? And Charles Fillmore says this: the fulfillment of faith in God, it may not come at once. A way may be opened in consciousness for its descent into the community. A way may be opened in consciousness. Bear that in mind. But keep on believing. Find out what you do not have. Find out why, perhaps, you do not have it yet in visible demonstration. Abram asked for specific evidence. He said, Lord Jehovah, where shall I know that I shall inherit it? How will I know this? Follow instructions for a sacrifice. Now, a sacrifice comes from two words. It means holy and to make. So sacrifice means find out how to make it holy. And sometimes we think of, pain or suffering or something like sacrifice, but it means a way to make something holy. Follow instructions for a sacrifice. Some ideas on the sense plane need to be sacrificed. Some ideas on the plane, like this sense plane, need to be sacrificed, especially those that have been holding back the demonstration that comes from the sacred. So what on the sense plane do we need to make holy? What is it we need to change in consciousness to make it holy? And he finishes with, deny away subconscious resistance to the workings of divine law, and let peace and patience pervade your mind, while ever knowing that swiftness of character is all that's required on a spiritual level. Look for a swift fulfillment. This is the best I got. Sorry, guys. Look for a swift fulfillment of all that you are holding in faith. And if it is delayed, know that something needs to be done to make it holy. If your demonstration is delayed, if we're holding something in mind, if we're holding something in consciousness, and we're ready to see it out picture in our experience, and if it is delayed, it is coming swiftly to us. We just need to make sacrifices. There's things we need to do to make the situation holy, to make it holy. I will say in a more contemporary way, to vibrate into the energy of the divine essence in a way that's clear, that's more precise, that's connected. I like that better than saying make a sacrifice. And all this process continued to drive away by denial birds of prey, as Abraham did. Faith is quickened and increased by a denial of all inability, which seems real in sense. Deny that stuff that's tripping us up. It seems real in sense, but rather affirm boundless, limited power that creates the stars. The boundless power that creates the stars can accomplish in your world all that has promised and all that you have desired. all that you have desired. And desire, sometimes desire is an interesting word. It gets a funny rap. And we talk about the will of God and how I want to be aligned with the will of God. And indeed, there's this sense that when my openness to want to be in vibrational match, this connectivity, this harmonizing energy with the divine, when I work and I'm open and willing and vulnerable to that space where the divine works through me, then that very essence, that will of God, becomes the will of me. So that when I'm in that place of vibrational match, my will, my desires, my deep urging, my desires, and I can't explain it, I just want to do this. That desire is God's will. It aligns, it harmonizes. It's a vibrational match to that, so that my will becomes the very will of God. So, and well, like they say, like many of the teachers say, how do I know? How does it feel is the answer. Does it feel like I'm harmonizing with good? People say things like, I know this is a tangent, but this keeps coming to me. Listen to that. I don't know why this keeps coming to me, and I know it seems silly, but I just can't get this out of my head, off my mind. Every time I meditate, what comes up to me is this. Yeah, pay attention to that. That deep desire that we get in our spiritual practices is in harmony, and when we get into that harmony of the divine mind and that divine will, and it comes swiftly to us. That's my homage to pop culture and the Super Bowl connectivity for today. But what I really want to talk about is, we read, and Liz read this earlier, and we started all the time, these five powers we talk about. And what I love about them is these 5 powers are like these beautiful toolbox of what we can take with us every single day in our life. And we used to teach this to the youth when I would work with the kids, God is, I am. I think, I pray, I do. God is, I am. I think, I pray, I do. Try that with me. God is, I am. I think, I pray, I do. Yeah. So now someone asks you, what's the 3rd power? What is it? No? That's 2. Okay, let's try it again. I think, number 1. I am, number 2. I think, number 3. I pray, number 4. I do, number 5. I want to talk about 3 and 5 today, teasing them out a little bit. You know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We got like 20 minutes. This is a bite. This is material. Since I've come to Unity, I've been chewing on this elephant for 15 years, and there's a lot more there. So we're not gonna uncover all the beautiful richness of these principles today. But I want to touch on them. February is kind of going to be a Unity month. Going back to the basics. We have a class, a new members class, and it's going to be a lot of Unity basic stuff. But I go back to it and I say, there's still more even for me. I just keep looking at it. And just briefly, the first one, God is. One God, just one, all powerful, all beautiful, all beneficent, everywhere you go, and all things. We all say, yeah, well, that's true. I believe that. Except when something bad comes and goes, what is this God, this terrible entity doing to me? 2 gods. It's just one. And here's the important part. That one is good. That one is good. So part 2, the one expressed itself into the many. And I am an expression of that divine entity. I am an expression of the one. Therefore, I am good. It's funny, in the Varieties of Religious Experience, a great book William James wrote, later after the turn of the century. One of the great American philosophers, William James, recommend this book. It's like such good reading. Varieties of Religious Experience. And he talked about the New Thought movement, and he called them the mind healers. And he also said they're the once born. He said you had all these people over here that were being born twice, and there was these New Thought people that went, I'm pretty good the first time. I showed up okay. Not blemished, not marred, not full of sin, not broken, not wrong, not condemned. I showed up as this beautiful expression of the divine, breathed out into the one. And here we are. You call them the once-borns. One and done. Here we are. Just beautiful. And in a place to grow and mature and learn and express and find new ways and all sorts of possibilities of our expansion and our demonstration, but good to the core, because we are expressions of the one good, divine, presence, all-powerful being. So that's 1 and 2, foundational. And then 3 said, as you might remember it, I changed my experience, or my whole experiences depend on how I think. Now, when Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore and Unity came about, 1800s, remember they're right on this cusp of doing this thing of moving from traditional into a modern thought and trying to marry these two and blend these two and find this new engagement that would unlock all sorts of new riches of understanding our spiritual life by using the tools of modernism. And one of the things was they really leaned into this piece of thinking. And what I want to suggest is 2024, we deeply understand our feeling function. Our feeling function. Our experiences are changed by how I think and how I feel. And more than that, it's not only how we think and feel, it's how we believe. I think we're going to change it in our bulletin. My experience is my expression, my very life, the very life I'm in, changes by how I think, how I feel, how I believe. Now, in ministry school, we had all sorts of discussions like this, like which comes first? Do you think a certain way, and because you think that way, you feel this way? Or sometimes you just feel that way, you don't know why you're feeling that way, so you make up a thing, and now you think that way, so you feel that way, and then you're like, so I don't know the answer to that. To me, it's a harmonious soup. It does feel like there's sort of a funnel, of belief and thoughts and feelings. Sometimes I'm not exactly sure what I'm thinking about something, but I'm feeling it, and I can't deny that. And if I trace the feelings back, I go, I'm feeling that way because I'm thinking this is the truth. I'm thinking this happened. Oh, simple thing, I'm really feeling bad because I think, this person didn't call me back. I wrote them 6 times, and they never call me back. I'm being ghosted, and I'm just thinking this is true. And then I have this belief that this person doesn't care for me anymore, and now I'm feeling really bad. And then you find out later, it's like, no, that their email changed. They never got the message. You go, now I feel good. I don't think they ghosted me. I believe they love me. And my life experience has totally changed simply because I changed the way I thought, felt, and believed. So the big question is, what am I going to hold on to as a core belief? It's a core set of criteria that I can make a judgment on. And go back to principle 1. There is one power. We played the song this morning as you were coming. You might have heard it. One power, invisible. It is good. It is beneficent. It is compassionate. It is loving. I live in a friendly universe that's guided by a divine source divine that allowed me to show up in that same good place. And everything is conspiring for my good, for our good, for the good that's unfolding. So the big question always comes up, right? I know some things that don't look so good. I've had some things happen in my life that didn't feel so good. Well, I can tell you from, this is Frank's perspective, because reading lots of Unity literature, lots of Unity material, I have to tell you, I'll invite you into chomping on that one. We're eating this elephant. Chomp on that one. Take that one in. There's people that say, well, we had a soul contract, or there's something that happened before I was here. I was invited in to have this issue so that I'd have this circumstance, so that I learn a lesson and all that stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like to hold on to, and I'm not saying, and I'm love that conversation. I'm in on that conversation. But the reality is, That I can't say I truly in my gut know. Here's what I know. That we are purpose-making, meaning-making entities. We, humanity, things happen in our life, and we have the choice to know I live in a one benevolent, beautiful world. How can I take the circumstance in my life right now and find a way to say, I will make this about love. I will make this about my unfolding to be the highest person, the highest and best that I have been called to be. How can I take this wonderful or negative experience and say, yeah, I like this experience. This is what I don't like too much. It's painful, it hurts, it's hard, it's challenging. But I can know the truth of principle 1, 2, 3. God is one beneficent, good energy that sets the stage for the world, and I show up as an expression of that. How do I show up to be the one, to be the purpose-making machine? Instead of, is there a purpose in this? What's the purpose I'm going to make? How will I take it, and how will I show up to be aligned with that high vibrational match to be this person in the world? And what's interesting about this is that people, have you noticed around us? I mean, this energy is also a co-creative energy. Because if I'm aligned with this good, and I am an expression of this divine, parts 1 and 2, and how I think changes my expression, and indeed changes if my expressions change and I'm in community, we're co-changing expressions with each other. If I'm in a country, we're co-changing expressions with each other. We are influencing each other to have a communal expression. It's not just about me, it's about it's about all my friend groups, it's about my family, it's about the country, it's about my city, it's about my unity church. It's about all of it. We're having and one of the things, and this is a pillar of unity, not we got the 5 principles. We got 5 pillars too. And one of the pillars is evolutionary thinking. Let's lean into the potentiality of surprising good and surprising new expressions of the divine that in some ways are even hard to imagine right now. New things unfolding, new ways of consciousness. And if I would go, feeling, thinking, belief, I might even put another layer on that, consciousness. We talk about consciousness. Where are we in consciousness? Do I, in consciousness, imagine a new, beautiful, unfolding world of justice? And lack of oppression and an end to war and a way that's more inclusive and a way that brings everyone into the game? Can we evolve into that society that's beneficial for all, that mimics, that's a vibrational match to what God is, to what this divine energy is, this beauty that wants to say, I want to outpicture in the beauty of culture. And we say, well, God will do this. And God says, well, here I am. I'm in you. Do it. You're right. You're right. Let's do that. Aren't you going to do it? I am. Here you are. Go do it. 5th principle. Do it. I think, I pray, I do. Why? Where's God? Why doesn't he get involved? Well, yeah, here we are. Time to get busy. Time to be that expression that we can imagine. Evolutionary consciousness. Sometimes I imagine, we look around. I was listening to this beautiful podcast by Rob Bell. Man, I love that guy. And he was talking, have you noticed people are like, God, he said, he's really noticing that there's aches and pains. Like people are feeling unsettled and it's just like in our culture, there's this epidemic of feeling unsettled. Is that just me? Do we see that? There's this unsettledness. Like, everything, politics and elections, and oh my God, we just can't sort of feel like everything's okay. It's like everything is happening, and there's a lot of sense of negative energy. And we're called to change that and bring it into the vision for what's next. You can see why this is just one bite of the elephant. Oh, we can go lots of rabbit holes on this, right? We are here to call the vision of what's next. And I think Rob Bell was suggesting, and I think it's true. One reason there's so much unsettlement, even ailments, and people feeling really out of sorts, is because we're ready for an evolutionary breakthrough to a new place in culture, a new place as people, a new place in our churches, a new place as a community, a new place as the United States of America, a new place in the world Where the things we see when we turn on the news, we go, no more of that. We're better than that. Let's evolve past that. We are expressions of the God who made the stars, is what Fillmore said. That energy that created the universe, that created all the stars, that created all that is the energy that flows through us. We are co-creative entities. We are purpose-making machines. God is. I am. I think, feel, believe, stand in consciousness. And then we talk about the fourth principle is, well, how do we stay aligned with that? I'm going to skip that for a minute. Why? Because we talk about that every Sunday. Spiritual practices, that's how we do it. And finally, it's like, how do we show up in the world? There's this, I'm going to go back into my Super Bowl here. Here's from Charles Fillmore from Talks on Truth. Pronounce every experience good and of God, everything. It's all working for our benefit. And by that mental attitude, you will call forth only the good. And what seems like error, then it will disappear and the good will remain. This is law. No one can break it. Yeah, I don't know. Some things are hard to call good. And yet here's the challenge. Bringing the good, bringing the evolutionary consciousness, bringing the one mind, the one consciousness to what shows up in our life, to transform it. We are purpose-making creatures. We are meaning-making human beings, entities. We are entities that are capable of aligning, harmonizing, being in sync with the author of all creation. That very power of that is the power that flows, the potentiality that is us, flows in us, flows through us, flows at us, co-creative entities with the divine. It's powerful. It's the nature of our being. Here, we'll try this. Here's an exercise for you. Imagine, you close your eyes for a second. So imagine you're watching a news program. Just pick whatever you want, something that makes you know it's going to make you go, oh, that just makes me so mad. What is wrong? That world is going to hell in a handbasket and everything's bad. And just sit there for a minute and you're watching say it's news program, and you're just, oh, why? Or you heard some news and you just think, why is everything so bad? Why is it so terrible? What's wrong with everybody? Okay, you feel that feeling? Okay, now, you watch the same thing, okay, same situation, and you change the way you choose to think about it. There's an evolutionary process going on here. There is something unfolding in all this, and I can't quite see it yet. As Charles Fillmore said, it needs to come swiftly to us. I want some relief from this, but I am going to claim that the good is unfolding in this. I may not be able to see it, but there's an energy here. There's energy flowing through. There's a sense of change in the air. Evolution is afoot. Things are evolving. The grist of this conflict is moving us forward to a new synthesis of something new and beneficial and beautiful. Open your eyes. We see something new. We see the promise of a new world, of a new life, of a new time, of a new potentiality, of a new possibility. It's evolution in consciousness. And it's difficult. We get stuck. We hit the ceiling of a new way of thinking, a new way of putting the pieces together. This is what evolution does. You know, you take pieces and they come together and they clash, and finally you get a breakthrough. And you go, oh, that's what we've been waiting for. And it's like, whoa, this is great. There's a new relief. And off we go running again until we hit the next limit. And then it happens again. What if we saw these challenges? What if we lived and knew that we were living in an evolutionary planet? That means that, as they say of evolution, it's beautiful. It's not always pretty, but it's beautiful. We can see and we can claim, I'm going to see and claim some good. And I'm going to be the meaning maker in all this. And I'm going to bring to the one, well, it's not good because this. Well, what does it need? Love? I can bring that. Compassion? I can bring that. Higher understanding, well, I can do that. Courage to speak truth, I can be courageous. Imagination for something different or profound, I can be imaginative. These are all the will to step forward and try to be the one that makes a difference. I can do that. That's the I am of me is able to be a meaning maker. My world. It's interesting that when I say my world is changed by how I think, I pray, how I think and how I feel and how I believe, my world. You know, it's interesting. There's a planet. You know, you can call it the geosphere. You know, that's there, and this planet has life on it. You know, animals and creatures and us and trees. You know, you can call it the biosphere, and that's a planet. And above that is a world of consciousness. Consciousness, what Teilhard de Chardin called the noosphere, the nous, the mind sphere. It's kind of the same root as neurology, neuroscience, the nous, the noosphere, the sphere of all the thinking. And that, when I use the world, I call that our world. Our planet can be the physical thing. The world, to me, is the world we choose to make in our minds, with our beliefs, with our thoughts, with our thinking. That's the world. And sometimes people say, what? That person's in a different world than me. And you're right. You're right. So we're called to bring in a world, what's it based on? And as soon as you think, well, my way has to win and their way has to lose, this isn't a win-lose game. We're not talking win-lose. Low energy, low frequency. We're talking about love. A vibrational match with the truth of the universe is creativity, it is love, it is harmony, it is all the values of the good that we can imagine. That's the truth. That's the world we choose, I think. Am I right? We want to create a world that works for all, a world of love, a world of harmonizing, a world of compassion, a world of justice, a world of acceptance, a world of tolerance, a world of vibrational, green universe that's healthy and abundant. A world of abundance, a world of mercy. We can create that world. We are meaning-making, culture-making, world-making beings. What we do on Sunday, it matters on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Because we come and we learn the spiritual practices and we remember and we bite a little bit of this elephant that says, wow, look at what we're here to do. Yeah. I think that's our Super Bowl. I'm in with a quote. Comes from Michael Beckwith. Light is always shining. Love is always giving of itself. We have to get over ourselves. We have to get over our self-judgment in our judgment. Let's get over ourselves, our judgment, our lower energy vibrations. And then this light and this love, it's assured. It will express through us. Express through us, okay? All right, blessings. That's your Super Bowl talk.